In today's financial environment, traditional institutions like banks are no longer the only option for raising capital. Alternative finance, driven by social changes and digital technology, is creating new pathways for funding, particularly for small business and entrepreneurs. These modern methods bypass the slow process of banks and government grants, offering faster and more flexible access to funds. Entrepreneurs are now turning to innovative options like crowdfunding to gain a competitive edge and find new opportunities. Crowdfunding is a powerful form of alternative finance that connects creators directly with supporters through online platforms. It allows individuals to raise funds from a wide audience by sharing their project ideas. There are four main models: donation-based, reward-based, equity-based, and debt-based crowdfunding. Each serves different needs, from charity to business investment. Unlike traditional fundraising, crowdfunding is faster, more exclusive, and empowers creators to retain control over their projects, making it an ideal tool for economic and entrepreneurial growth, especially in emerging markets like Malaysia.
My name is Nur Atika binti Azizan. My numeric is A23B1447. Just now, my friend present about background of crowdfunding, and now I will present about history crowdfunding in several countries such as United States, United Kingdom, and Malaysia. In the United States, crowdfunding first emerged in the early 2000s through platforms like ArtistShare, mainly supporting creative projects. However, after the 2008 financial crisis, platforms such as Indiegogo and Kickstarter became popular as traditional funding options dried up. A major turning point was in 2012 with the passing of the Jobs Act, particularly Title III, which legally equity crowdfunding. This allows startups to raise capital from everyday investors under the regulation of the SEC, marking a shift toward a more formal and inclusive fundraising system. In the United Kingdom, crowdfunding gained momentum in the early 2010s due to limited bank lending after the financial crisis. Platforms like Crowdcube and Seeds pioneered equity crowdfunding, enabled to public to invest directly into startup. The Financial Conduct Authority (FCA) played a key role by providing regulatory approval, which built public trust and supported the industry growth. Today, the UK is recognized as one of the world's leading crowdfunding markets, driven by a strong focus on transparency and investor protection. In Malaysia, crowdfunding began to grow in the late 2000s and early 2010, mainly through donation and reward-based platforms such as PitIN and MyStars. This platform helped micro and small businesses that struggle to access bank financing. In 2015, the Security Commission Malaysia introduced regulation for equity crowdfunding, and in 2016, it followed up with guidelines for peer-to-peer financing. This regulatory step positioned Malaysia as the first Asian country to formally regulate crowdfunding, opening up more inclusive financing opportunities for local entrepreneurs.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nafisa binti Muhammad Swawi, matric number A23A2404. Today I would like to present a modern financing method that is gaining increasing attention, namely crowdfunding. There are four main models of crowdfunding. The first is donation-based crowdfunding. This is a model of sincere donation. People contribute without expecting anything in return, usually used for charitable purpose, disaster relief, or community project. The second is reward-based crowdfunding, used by creators or startups. Contributors will receive reward either in form of financial or non-financial benefits such as early access to products, souvenirs, or exclusive access. The third is equity crowdfunding. In this model, contributors invest and receive equity in the company. It is suitable for small businesses or startups looking to attract investors. The last one is debt crowdfunding, or also known as peer-to-peer lending, where contributors lend money to borrowers with return in form of interest. without going through financial institution. In terms of the advantages of crowdfunding, the first can open access to the capital without the need of collateral or credit history. The next benefit is that it can provide early market validation. If many support the project, this is a proof that your product or idea has potential to be in the market. It can also reduce financial risk because funds arise from many individuals, not a single source. If enough support is raised, they can move forward without relying on bank or personal saving. The last point, it can help build a community of early supporters who can become brand ambassador for your product or service through social media or online platforms. However, there are also some disadvantages of crowdfunding. The first is having very high competition. Hundreds of campaigns are launched every day, so your campaign needs to stand out depends on strong communication and marketing is. The next one is hidden costs, such as costs of producing promotional videos, designing campaign website and advertisements. Creators must be very careful with budgeting to avoid financial shortfalls. Next, crowdfunding will take a long time from planning, producing promotional materials to the implementation of the campaign. And finally, crowdfunding has intellectual property risk where your idea can be copied because it needs to be shared publicly.
My name is Nurfati Anisha binti Ibrahim, number matric A23B1A387. The Job Act passed in 2012 opened the door for investment crowdfunding in the US through the Crowdfund Act. It allows companies to raise up to $1 million in 12-month period with SEC registration, subject to strict investor limit and mandatory use of registered intermediaries. These intermediaries, either broker or funding portal, must comply with SEC and FINRA rules. Issuers must disclose key financial and operational info, with more requirement for larger offering. Funding portals are heavily restricted to avoid conflict of interest. Given the legal complexity, companies and platforms must seek professional legal guidance to navigate security, contract, and compliance risks effectively. Legal in UK. In the UK, crowdfunding is regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. Platform must be authorized and business need to disclose risks and terms transparently, especially for equity crowdfunding, which carries higher investor exposure. The FCA limit what retail investor can contribute to protect them. Business should also protect their intellectual property before going public. Using patent or NDAs tag is another key area. Some equity campaigns community for investor tax relief under EIS or SEIS, while interest from loan-based crowdfunding is taxable. Most importantly, non-compliance with FCA rules can lead to fine or campaign failure, so legal advice is strongly recommended. And Malaysia became the first country in Southeast Asia to regulate equity crowdfunding in 2050. Under the Capital Market and Service Act, the Securities Commission oversees this through its recognized market guideline, which as a licensed platform complies fully with this rule. Our goal is to make investing accessible, allowing retail investors to invest alongside angels in high-growth startups. We also offer both Sharia and non-Sharia compliant deals, which pitch-in hosts share on behalf of investors, managing all admin tasks while you enjoy full economic rights.
My name is Nur Hidayah binti Alias. My metric number is 8238247 Now, I will present about the role of crowdfunding in supporting entrepreneurship and national development. Crowdfunding is a big help for people who wants to start or grow a business. It gives them money they need and also show if a lot of people like their idea, which is like getting a thumbs up from the public. This also helps them get early supporters who can become their first customers. Plus, it lowers their financial risk because they get money from people before they fully launch. Crowdfunding also helps the economy grow a lot. It creates new jobs and help existing business get bigger, which make the whole economy stronger. It encourages new invention and better technology. It's especially good for young people, women, and people in the countryside who might not easily get money from banks. All of these things together help reduce poverty and helps improve how well the economy is doing.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Najibah binti Muhammad Ablah. My metric number is A23B1444. Today, I want to talk about the potential of crowdfunding for individuals, especially students. Crowdfunding is a form of alternative financing that generally refers to funding a project by raising monetary contribution from the public powered by the crowd. It has immense possibilities to benefit people, especially students, in many aspects of the life and learning. Unlike traditional bank loans that are based on collateral and credit rating, it's much easier to have money flow in through crowdfunding in as long as you can come up with a compelling story. Students can leverage crowdfunding to cover expenses such as tuition fees, books, and living costs including accommodation and daily necessities. It's a particularly valuable tool for students from low-income families that simply can foot the bill for their education. Furthermore, the students engage in research projects or discoveries for the cost of the prototype development, study materials and traveling, inventions, or national and international competition could be sponsored through crowdfunding. Furthermore, the students wanting to pursue an entrepreneurial path could use crowdfunding as a form of seed money to start a small enterprise or launch a startup. Not only can use a crowdfunding campaign raising money, but it can throw them into the market so they can gauge customer response and connect with early fans. Crowdfunding is also used on a more routine basis by students to raise the high cost of volunteering, community service, or humanitarian travel program, and overseas programs that are integral for part of the increasing popular trend of exposure and leadership and empathy value entwined in the most students. In conclusion, crowdfunding is an excellent tool for fostering good business ideas, supporting job creating, and stimulating economic growth. Crowdfunding is also a creative and democratic source of funding for students who are financially disadvantaged. It helps to finance training and projects and offers students with a way to develop themselves professionally as entrepreneurs, researchers, and society members. Crowdfunding can be a success-making avenue for students in every walk of life, with the right shift in perspective.
Hi, I am Wonder Amira Amani. My metric number is A23A2433. For conclusion, crowdfunding is a convenient and accessible method of raising funds online for many people. It helps financial support to business, students, and communities to helping them turn their ideas into reality. There are four main types of crowdfunding, which is donation, reward, equity, and debt. Each type has benefits such as easy access to capital, but also carries certain risks like higher competition and the potential for idea theft. To address this challenge and protect investors, countries like United States, United Kingdom, and Malaysia have legal law to support crowdfunding. Next, to improve the effectiveness of crowdfunding, it is recommended that government and stakeholders strengthen regulatory oversight without limiting innovation, increase public awareness, offer support startup and students with resources and guidance, also ensure that crowdfunding platform remain transparent and secure. With the right support, crowdfunding can grow the economy, encourage innovation, and help more people succeed.